are back with another antiquing review, haul, vlog, video, whatever we're calling these things. This time I'm reviewing Markle Antique Mall in Markle, Indiana, as well as Allen Antique Mall in Allen, Michigan. And Allen Antique Mall kind of encompasses like a couple different antique places. It's one parking lot, about 5 different buildings. Some of them are affiliated and are Allen Antique Mall. Then there's Sparrows Nest, Capital Antiques, another place that I didn't quite catch the name of. I think it was like a Curious Mixture or something. But yeah, very cool place because one parking lot and a ton of antiques to be had. Capital Antiques, freaking huge. So I know I talked about Hog Creek Antiques in the same town in the last video. I think Capital Antiques might actually be bigger, which is like mind-blowing. And these places are just right up the road from each other. Very cool. One of the ladies that was like working one of the counters mentioned, I think that Allen, the town of Allen in Michigan, is like the antique capital of Michigan or something like that. I can't remember exactly what she said, but it's some sort of like the place of significance when it comes to antiques and having antique places there. Dummy me, I didn't actually like memorize what that actually was. I think I saw a sign too that was like one of those green road signs that was, you know, like Allen something antique capital or other. Oh, we got Winhams here. But anywho, without further ado, I will get into reviewing each place, review it, show you what I got, and then at the end, I'll show you how I've worked these things into my home. So thanks for watching and hope you enjoy. So first I went to Markle Antique Mall in Markle, Indiana, and despite its size, I didn't end up finding a whole lot there that I wanted to take home with me. There was quite a lot of like oddities, like booths selling like oddities stuff, and I'm not sure if that's because of the time of year. I was there mid-August, so that is when, I mean even earlier than that is when people like to start busting out the Halloween stuff. There was very blatantly like this is Halloween decor type booths, but then there was also very much like this is oddities, and I don't know if that's how it is year round. There was a lot of like a little mini Hobby Lobby setup, like just stuff from Hobby Lobby you're reselling. I think that's one of my biggest peeves that I run into with going to antique malls is if a booth just looks like it's straight out of Hobby Lobby. Yeah. So there was a bit of that. There was a lot of your typical antique mall fare though, like very nice, like Fenton glass, your display cases with really nice things in them, your Christmas stuff as well, the year-round Christmas stuff that's at antique stores. Lots of books, although I didn't look super close at them. Which thinking back to, I'm like, why? Because I ended up spending a lot of time here. I wandered the entire place and then was like, well, I mean, I drove here and this whole place, it's a pretty sizable place. I have to find like at least one thing to come home with me. Maybe that's a fallacy in thinking that way, but something I talked about in my last video was kind of like grandma's house versus like a corporate kind of feel. This place definitely was like a mixture of kind of like, I don't want to say grandma's house, like it was pretty well organized. I think I've identified another like way of describing is also like grandpa's shed. So there's like your old women antiques that's gonna be like baby doll Christmas stuff, old toys that's really not of interest to me. Although I do enjoy seeing toys from my childhood in antique stores. I'm only 30, so when I see that, I'm like, what? What are they selling? What the hell is going on here? Which I guess antique, something is an antique after like what, 20 years or something like that?
Wrong!
So yeah, we did have a bit of grandpa's tool shed going on there. It's like old rusty tools and garage type stuff that really doesn't interest me, but you know, there's always those old men wandering the stores, and I'm sure that's kind of like what they're intrigued by. I guess I'm just assuming, I don't really know. This place also did have some like really cool furniture pieces. There was like a really cool, what do they call those, like sleeper, like lounge sofa set that had like matching chairs with it. So yeah, some nice pieces here. I did see like what was maybe like an original copy of the portrait or the picture of Dorian Gray, that book. It was like $140. The book looked really cool. I would buy it just to display it if I had throw down $140 for this random book money. So yeah, overall, I guess not horribly impressed by this place because I really didn't find anything that, I mean, I did find one thing. We'll get into that. Yeah, I think I was a little disappointed, which, I mean, that's all subjective, and also these places being individual booths ran by different vendors, it's always going to be different when you go. I think the things I did find here that I was kind of interested in were priced too high for my liking. Again, that's down to the individual vendor pricing what's in their booth, so I can't really blame the antique mall specifically. Yeah, wasn't the most exciting antique place that I could say that I've been to, unfortunately. So first off was Markle Antique Mall in Markle, Indiana, and I only actually got one thing there. It was this little picture. You can see it's pretty small. The artwork on it I thought was really cool. I like the orange, the little blues, just nice. It's got this little mark on the back. Don't know what that is. You can see I do really like small things. I also seem to have a thing for things made in Japan. This is made in occupied Japan. Yeah, I find myself being drawn to, seems like a lot of ceramics, and then I see like, it's the art itself on it that draws me to it, and then lo and behold, made in Japan, so. Unfortunately, right before I went into Capitol was when I dropped my camera. And so the footage I have of this place was taken on my phone. And I also was like really bummed out. So I just left. I wandered and filmed a little bit, but this place was really big. And I was just in a not great mood after breaking my camera. So this is another place I didn't end up getting anything from, but I would love to go back and revisit on, you know, under better circumstances. So I can't really say too much about this place other than like, it was huge. They did have some cool stuff there, and I need to go back. So unfortunately, I didn't kind of include this place in my review video today, but I didn't really get to like soak it in because I was just bummed from breaking my camera. So I wandered, took some footage with my phone and was like, okay, I want to go home. So we'll get this one in a future video more thoroughly. Now the Sparrow's Nest was like this super cute, more like quaint place that was kind of like in between the buildings there. It was very, like really small comparatively. A really cute place. A lot of these places are so big that most of the times it's like I can just get lost and record and it's not going to be an issue. It's never been an issue. I walked in here and saw the size of the place. I was like, okay, like I can see the back of the building as soon as I walk in. So I didn't feel comfortable just like whipping out my camera and like not saying anything. So I asked the lady behind the desk, like, hey, is it okay if I film in here? And she was super nice. Her name was Lisa. Shout out Lisa if you're watching. And she asked me, she's like, oh my gosh, yeah, sure. Is this for YouTube? And I told her like, yeah, I've kind of been doing these like antique review vlogs. So she's like, oh, what's your channel's name? So I hope you're watching. Yeah, this place was super cute. It, I think maybe had like 5 booths in the front and maybe like 5 or 6 in the back, or maybe just like 4 in the back. But Lisa did have her own booth in the front. Sorry, I'm watching my footage back and then like I just said, like I'll see something. I'm like, wait, I didn't even notice that while I was there. How cool. But yeah, this place just was like a little cabin. Like it had like this really cool kind of just like little cabin feel. Maybe a touch of Hobby Lobby to it. Let me replay this. But overall, the selection of things was pretty cool. Maybe a little like, I guess the Hobby Lobby comes in a lot too with like the signs and stuff. And for me, kind of this like countrified feel, you know, like the red and white picnic gingham and like pig statues and pictures with horses on it and that sort of thing, which maybe is still antique, but just like from face value to me, I'm not a fan, and my brain just is like, just puts it in Hobby Lobbyville. So they did have a bit of that, but they also had some really cute stuff. This place was definitely a vibe. And then obviously, because it's the size it is, you can go through it real quick. Oh, there's something I bought right there in the footage. So yeah, again, this spot's just cool because you can stop and check out all these places and they have different feels going on and the people are so nice. So Sparrow's Nest. From there, I found, oh my goodness. She just trolling for attention while I'm busy. I found this glass. I guess this is like a tile. Maybe you want to use something this, I don't know. It's a weird, like what this actually is. It's just decor, but it's like, it's glass. Obviously we got these cool dragonflies on it. I like the green color. Ooh, from that side it almost looks like they're like trapped in there. Yeah, it's like a tile or almost like a large coaster, but this is textured and raised, so you wouldn't want to try to balance something on that. I don't know. It's just gonna be a cute little piece of decor somewhere. I think this was $2.50. Then the other thing I found was this really adorable shot glass set, very like MCM. 4 glasses, these long, so we have blue and like a peachy orange. And when I saw these, I instantly thought like, oh my god, I'm just gonna propagate plants in these because these are super cute and would be great for that. Here are the other two. We have a green and like a reddish maroon type of color. Super cute. I love these. That set I think was $7. So that was it for Sparrow's Nest. So there were 2 buildings that were like Allen Antique Mall. I liked both of them a lot. I think the sizes were really perfect. It didn't take too much time to wander the entire place. And they had a very good mix of various things, like from books to clothes to jewelry to decor to having some of your grandpa's garage, having some of your kind of like Hobby Lobby resale booths. There was a booth in particular that I think was somebody's own like crafts, but they were like this really kitschy kind of like Halloween. It gave me Over the Garden Wall vibes, kind of like just the look and feel of it. Really cool stuff. I should have seen if like maybe there was a card or something. Yeah, I felt the prices were pretty fair. There's a couple really cool pieces that I didn't want to buy. I saw like a really cool embroidered chair that was only like $60. Here's a very nice like grandpa's garage. All these signs, these neon signs and which these signs are expensive. I saw one that was polygas. And so poly, like a bird. So I do like things with birds on them. And I was like, that's kind of cool and would be kind of a different style of something to have in my home. But I looked and it was just like a regular, just like metal little sign with this printed on it. And I think it was like $60, maybe more. One thing that was interesting here that I'd never seen before is like they had, you know, I mean, like places will have mannequins, duh. And sometimes it'll just be the head for, you know, like a necklace or a hat. This place had several like kind of frightening, like laughing mannequin heads. I hadn't seen those before, so yeah. Ooh, they're kind of scary. I did really like Allen Antique Mall, and I'll separate this into like Allen Antique Mall 1 and 2 because it was two separate buildings, but they're affiliated. They're the same business. I found this wooden piece. Very nice. Flowers with the hummingbirds. Carved wood. Bracket to hang it. It says handcrafted by Bert Cranenborg, Kalamazoo, Michigan. So shout out Bert Cranenborg. Thank you for your beautiful wood art. I think I paid like $12 for this. Oh yeah, I'm just seeing this like with my lamp and this. I'm like, oh, this is gonna look nice. So the other things that I found there, I don't buy a lot of, well, I do like looking at books in antique stores, but it takes a particular book to really draw me in. One thing I like looking for is books that are informational but are old. So it's kind of cool to see how the info holds up, you know, comparing it to 2024. So I found this geography book, United States and Canada, as well as this one, Journey in Distant Lands. I do really like the design. As I mentioned in my last video, I bought just that like blank journal that had a really cool design and like the gold page edges. And if you hear rustling, it's because Winham's is just like rolling around in the paper and plastic down here. So these are published in, let's see, this one says 1931, the Distant Lands one. And this United States and Canada one says 1934. So these are really cool, great shape. Nothing wrong with the binding. I'm just looking at this little stamp here on the back. It says Silver Burdette 1885. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's this company. Silver Burdette and Company. So it's probably the printer or the publisher. I do really like the design on it. It's simple, it's cool. Oh, I think I just totally lost my train of thought there. Talking about buying that blank notebook that just had a nice design to just use as a platform to put things on. I do really want to like look through these and read and just see like interesting things they might say. Could make a video about that maybe too. So yeah, the other, oh wait, no, I already showed you the wood carving. So yeah, those are the things that I got there. And that's that. So yeah, the first building of Allen Antique Mall, more or less the same vibes as the other one that I went into. The first thing I found, like my eyes saw it and I was like, ooh, what is that? And the price was right. I was like, this would be $15, $20 more if I found it in a place in town, in Fort Wayne. We do have some amazing antique malls here, but yeah. I did find a nice section of cookbooks, but just for microwaving, so very, very American speed. And those probably came out, like, they're very much, like, retro looking. When did Microwaves come out? Because that's probably when these books are dated. Yeah, definitely found some cool stuff here. There was even some pieces that's the worst part about recording these trips, is then watching the footage back and seeing something on the shelf that I didn't notice in person that I'm like, oh, how did I not even see that? And then of course, like, I can't, like, how much was that? Would I have gotten that had I actually noticed? Just, or seeing things that I would go like, oh, that'd make a good gift for so-and-so and their birthdays, but I wasn't even thinking that way because I'm selfish, so. But yeah, I really like these places. There was good aisles, room to navigate. There wasn't any, this place was small enough that it didn't make sense for there to be carts. There was carts at Capital Antiques, though I didn't get one because I was in a bad mood and wanted to just record real quick and get out because I dropped my camera. So, but yeah, good room to maneuver. I didn't feel like I had to make myself small too much to get through. Some of the booths can be crowded, but that's more on the individual vendor, of course, than the antique mall themselves. I do have a lot of footage of this place because it was the first spot I popped into. It was the first spot I popped into, but I'm kind of going through my adventure in reverse a little bit, sort of. This is like a crane, a Japanese piece of like art. How much was this? $150. Like, that's not terrible for how big that is. They had a lot of old stereos and speakers and stuff. One booth in particular. Yeah, overall nice spot. I recommend. And especially since it's one parking lot and it's like several antique places that you can hit up. There's also a restaurant. Like, it's one parking lot, all these different buildings. One of the buildings is a restaurant. So you can go early, start your day, have lunch, finish up, spend the whole day there just antiquing. Like, what a dream. I found some really cute earrings. These little like beaded like strawberries. Really cute. I think, yeah, $3 for the beaded strawberry earrings. And I found these like little painted ones. These are so cute. And just these designs, square posts. And again, yep, $3. And the last pair of earrings I found were these like long, like dangle ones. I thought those were really cute. And I think, yeah, these were $5. So then I also found this little cat. Metal, not sure what material, but definitely has a good weight to it. And painted black, you can see some of the paint is kind of chipping. And has really like cute like detail around the collar. Oh, get the camera to focus there. Nothing on the bottom, but that was just too cute. I don't know, I think this was like $4. Then I also found this cute little duck. I loved his long neck and his goofy little expression. And just the colors in his wings. I was drawn to that. And he's a planter! Oh my goodness! And then, of course, made in Japan. If I'm drawn to something, I like the colors and how it looks, and then also it says made in Japan. Like, alright, you're coming home with me. Look at him. He's like, we almost match here. Cute little dude. I don't remember how much he was. I'm gonna say around $10. $8 to $12. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought it. I got this needlepoint of these pansies. Really cool. This is about, I want to say it's like 12 by 12, maybe like 14 by 14, something like that. Nice frame. It says B&K Gallery, Creative Framing, Russell Springs, Kentucky. Yeah, how neat. I love this piece. This was 20 bucks. That's what I was talking about, how reasonably priced that place was. It's like, I think that's a pretty dang good price for this, so. Recommend the Allen Antique Mall. Okay, then lastly, I found, and this is another thing, it's kind of like books. I'll look at clothes in an antique store, but I'm usually not like shopping for, or I'll look at books. Same with, God, my words. Same with books in an antique stores. I'll look at them, is clothes. I'll look at clothes in an antique store. Really unlikely to actually purchase. I found a really cute poncho in there that had this really nice blue and green pattern, very, I guess, Peruvian, you would say. And it was a poncho, but it zipped up and it had a detachable hood and it fit me well enough, but it had pockets, and I went to like put my hands in the pockets and they were fake. So I was instantly like, no. If these pockets were real, this poncho would have went home with me. So I went to put it back, and that's when I found, and I saw like peeking out of the edge of the clothes rack, this really nice purple plaid like pattern, and I was drawn to it. I was like, what is that? So I pull it off of the rack, and it's this amazing plaid purple blazer with real pockets. So I tried it on and I was like, okay, this thing's kind of cool. I think I might buy this instead of the poncho that I was like trying to convince myself to buy. Actually, it was a pretty instant decision. I put the poncho back, I found that blazer, and I was like, found a mirror. I was like, okay, yeah, screw that poncho. I think we're getting the blazer. And here she is. This amazing blazer in all her glory. Okay. She's got one button. Hopefully my camera's picking up my voice from back here. We got pockets, unlike that poncho. Like, how cool. Love this pattern. I feel like you don't see stuff like this a lot anymore. Not to sound like a boomer. But yeah, let's see. You can see here, made in the USA. And anybody who's familiar with eras of, like, is this from Ross Dress for Less? Ross Country Fashions? If you know anything in that label and can help me figure out what era this is from, that'd be cool. But yeah, it feels really well made. I think it's wool. It's kind of scratchy. But yeah, I cannot wait for it to get a little colder and I can wear that out somewhere, because my goodness. I also would love to do like, pretend to be like a news anchor, wear this. So yeah, awesome blazer. Like I said, don't buy a lot of clothes from antique places usually, so very nice find. for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this latest little antique adventure vlog haul review video. And I'm sorry if the order of things was like maybe a little confusing. I ordered it not how I went to the places, and so when I mentioned them in my videos and saying Allen Antique Mall and Building 1 and Building 2 and West Building and East Building, I don't know, it might have been a little confusing, and for that I apologize. I switched up the order due to dropping my camera, and so I wanted to put the Capital Antique stuff first because it was the worst footage and I didn't buy anything there, so I kind of reversed how I went through all of the places at that location. Which, shout out to DJI, the company that makes the camera that I use, because my camera was busted and they sent me a return label. I shipped it to them. That took about 1 week, and then once they got it, it took them a day, and they responded and were like, hey, we're gonna send you a new one. That took another week. And here we are. I'm back recording on the good camera instead of having to use my phone. So heck yeah. They've got a loyal customer. So if you're in the market for a camera or a drone, I saw they do a lot of drones, which is pretty cool. DJI, I recommend them. In Allen, there's a couple more places I still need to go to. Like, that's not it. There's, I went to Allen Antique Mall. Just a little bit further up the road is Allen Antique Barn, another huge place, so we gotta check that out, as well as a place called The Livery. And I actually went there on this trip. I did want to go there and check it out, but they were closed, even though their Google business said that they were open. So this was a Saturday, prime people going out antiquing time. One thing I did notice though, being there, I did see a sign on their door that said, no photography permitted. So if and when I do go and give that place a review, I probably won't have any video of the inside because of that. What it is. And it makes me wonder, I'm wondering if they don't want people using Google Lens to price check things inside the store, which I tried to do that at one of the places at an Allen Antique Mall, and I just had no service at all, which I'm sure is like a metal roof type of thing. I'm like, just put a metal roof on, then you don't even have to worry about it. But anywho, thank you so much for watching. Typical YouTube fare. Please give me a like and give me a subscribe if you haven't already. I do intend to keep making these antiquing vlogs. I'm having a lot of fun with them. And like I said, I have more places to explore in that one tiniest little town. So we will be back, Allen. We will be back. So thank you guys for watching again. And I want you to enjoy your free time and stay passionate.